Hey everyone, let's jump right into this explainer and uncover a massive trap that catches so many test takers completely off guard. We're going to reveal the exact reason why flawless grammar and high-level vocabulary can actually still result in incredibly low scores for CLPP writing task 1. So if you've been memorizing complex words but kind of ignoring the situation you're writing for, you definitely need to hear this.
Have you ever wondered why you might use advanced vocabulary, string together perfectly structured sentences, and still get hit with a severe penalty on your exam? It seems entirely counterintuitive, right? I mean, you study hard, you learn the absolute biggest academic words you can find, you construct a grammatically flawless sentence, and yet your score comes back way lower than expected. Well, the answer lies in a concept that goes far beyond just stringing verbs and nouns together.
The trap is failing at what we call contextual accuracy, or in Chinese, 语境顺序性. This is literally the core difficulty of CELPIP writing task 1. It's the ability to match your writing's tone and register precisely to your specific audience and situation. Think about it. If you use stiff academic phrasing with a close friend, or accidentally use street slang in a formal complaint to the city mayor, your score is going to drop significantly, no matter how perfect your grammar is. You just have to adapt. Today, we're completely rebuilding your writing logic using a 4-part roadmap. First, the contextual coordinate system. Second, the audience analysis spectrum. Third, the purpose-driven model. And finally, the Canadian cultural core rules. Let's kick things off with Section 1, the contextual coordinate system, or 语境坐标系. Before you write a single word, you need a framework to guide your pen. To build your contextual coordinate system, you've got to perfectly align 3 core variables. First, who are you writing to? That's your audience, or 受众. Second, why are you writing? That's your purpose, or 目的. And third, what are the Canadian social norms surrounding this interaction? If you nail these 3 variables before writing, your strategy is pretty much bulletproof. Moving right along to Section 2, the audience analysis spectrum, or 受众分析图谱. Looking at our first variable, let's break down how your audience directly dictates your tone and register, or you see how you're you. Who is reading your email changes everything. Let's look at the first level, the informal intimate circle, or 非正式亲密群. These are your close friends, family members, and familiar coworkers. Your tone here should be enthusiastic, direct, and very conversational. For this intimate circle, you actually want to use strong emotional words like awesome or terrible, and it is absolutely critical here to use conversational phrases and contractions. Writing I am instead of I'm to your best friend, it honestly sounds robotic and completely wrong for this context. This breakdown brilliantly illustrates the full spectrum. Just notice the strict shift as we move across the different levels. In the middle, we have the semi-formal, acquaintance circle, people like neighbors or local community organizers. Here, you're friendly, but you don't cross the line. You use polite buffer words to maintain a bit of social distance. But look at the formal category, the authority or business circle, 权威, 商业权. These are government officials, restaurant managers, your boss. Here, the tone must be objective, rigorous, and extremely polite, very matter-of-fact. The strategy? Absolutely 0 contractions. You must write I am, never I'm. And you should be using complex sentence structures, passive voice, or the subjunctive mood to really demonstrate your professionalism. Mapping this out visually, you can trace exactly how to systematically target your audience. See how the strategy dimension breaks down into those 3 target circles: intimate, acquaintance, and authority. Keeping this mental map during your exam ensures you will never use the wrong tone for the wrong person. All right, let's dive into Section 3, the purpose-driven model, or 目的驱动模型. Let's see how the core purpose of your email combines with the context to dictate your writing logic. Every single email has a core purpose. Take the scenario of complaining or making a claim. There is a massive trap here. The incorrect context looks like this: your food was garbage, give me my money back. This is way too emotional and completely lacks any constructiveness. So the crucial point when complaining is avoiding that emotional trap. You must remain objective, constructive, and polite but firm. The correct approach is, I am writing to express my disappointment regarding the quality of the meal I received. Notice how that states the problem clearly without ever resorting to insults. Here is another exam scenario: inviting or suggesting. Just look at how the vocabulary for an invitation shifts dramatically, based entirely on who is receiving it. If you're inviting a close friend, you gotta come to my party, is perfectly fine. But if you try using that for a business event, you'll fail the contextual accuracy test.
For formal situations, you have to elevate the vocabulary. I would like to cordially invite you to our annual corporate event. The purpose is exactly the same, getting someone to attend, but the execution is night and day.
Now, what about apologizing or explaining something? Whether it's to a friend or a boss, you must always take accountability. You have to admit the mistake. However, if your purpose is apologizing to a manager, mere sincerity just fails. You can't just say, "I'm so sorry." You absolutely must offer concrete steps to fix the problem, specific remedial actions, or 固体的补救措施. Doing this is what actually proves your professional competence. Bringing this all together gives you the ultimate cheat sheet for the purpose-driven model. It maps out the exact correct and incorrect phrasings for complaining, inviting, and apologizing. I highly recommend studying these specific examples so you understand the exact mechanics of shifting your tone based on your goal.
Finally, we reach Section 4, the Canadian Cultural Core Rules, or 加拿大语境文化内核.
Remember, CELPIP is a domestic test. You're being tested on Canadian culture, and this is the absolute essence of it. Negative face protection, or 消极面子保护. What does this actually mean? Well, it means trying your absolute hardest not to impose on others. It means avoiding forcefulness and never backing people into a corner. Even when you're filing a really serious complaint, you must maintain decency and respect. You never force someone. You always leave them out. Mastering this specific cultural rule is exactly how you unlock those top scores. Graders are specifically looking to see if you understand this nuance. It's not just about what big words you know, it's about how respectfully you wield them within a Canadian context. So what you really should take away from this is the golden rule. Soften your requests, or 软化你的诉求. Soften your demands. Never start with a harsh, directive verb. Don't write, "Send me the document." In a Canadian professional context, that's often viewed as way too aggressive. Instead, apply negative face protection and write, "I was wondering if you could possibly send me the document." It means the exact same thing, but it perfectly respects social boundaries. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this crucial thought. Next time you practice, ask yourself, are you still writing to your Canadian boss like they're your roommate? Does every single sentence you write perfectly align with your contextual coordinate system? By identifying your audience, defining your exact purpose, and rigorously applying the rule of negative face protection, you will transform your writing from simply being grammatically correct to contextually masterful. Keep these strategies in mind, use them on your next practice test, and you are for sure going to see a dramatic difference in your scores.